I am Chandelier Princess, and this is the story of when my cousin tried to kill me. I was 11 years old, and it was getting warm. The summertime was beginning, and I had just finished my classes for the school year. I was to be entering middle school. The first thing we had set was a glamping trip with my extended family. My favorite cousins would be coming, who I often saw throughout the year, but also I would be seeing my very America-centric, religious, homeschooled side of the family, who were outcasts of sorts. I said outcasts. That was not a typo with words, speech. So, once we arrived, I pitched a tent with my favorite cousin and his little brother. We were to be sleeping outside in close proximity to our parents, but with some freedom. And here comes Mr. Biblical Name himself, talking about how great his year was in the house, learning about Christian Science and listening to Christian metal. I really liked listening to Maroon 5 and Metallica at the time. He hadn't heard either. We chatted some, and we went back to our tent and started playing Pokemon on our portable Nintendo devices. Then our parents brought out the water balloons. We began filling and throwing them at adults and childs alike, scorching the campfire with the water, jumping out of the way as the hot embers hit the ground. It was a lovely time. Then, the America-centric, homeschooled Christian cousins returned from having a lesson in the car, the minivan their parents were sleeping in, and they said, "Can we play?" And we gave them some water balloons. We began to pummel them with water balloons as they filled them up. Some call it bullying, others call it hazing. I just call it good old family fun. They were very upset, and they began to get physical with us, but it did not last long. Their parents' homeschooling also had changed their diets drastically. They were much smaller than us. Some would say malnourished. Their parents would say healthy weight. After that, we calmed down. Our parents separated us and he who shall not be named threw one more water balloon at me. I looked him in the eyes and said, "I'll get you back later." He said, "The game is over here. You cannot hit me back." And I said, "That's not how playing works." Later that afternoon, I saw him on the creek side pulling crawdads from the creek. He was tying their claws with electrical tape and frying them on the hot rocks. Alive. He had stolen a skillet, coincidentally also the name of his favorite Christian metal band. This skillet contained a crawdad being roasted alive. I, in my infinite wisdom, brought along with me a single water balloon. It was just me and him. I pulled it out, and he looked up and said, "You can't hit me, remember?" And I said, "You're weird. You don't know how playing works. There is always revenge in play." And he said, "Do not do that. Just stop now." So I threw it at him. He sat on the rocks next to his frying crawdad and began to scream, "Ah, ah, ah." I turned around and ran for the campsite with all my might. When I reapproached, my cousins, my favorite cousins, were there. I said, "He's after me, he's after me, he's screaming, I got him wet." And I turned, and a skillet was flying at my face. I dodged it like a pro. He ran at me, and my favorite cousin pushed him to the ground, and he was screaming and crying and flailing around like he was being exorcised of his demons. How fitting. All of our parents came out, and he was crying still, and I was calm, but still a little panicked inside. And I said, all I did was get my revenge, and he tried to kill me. They asked me to apologize, and I said no, and he never apologized to me. He has a kid now. Crazy. I'm a Chandelier Princess, and that's the story time of when my cousin tried to kill me. Blessings.